What's up guys, it's your boy Grants coming back with another Warpath video. Today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about the officers. A lot of people had questions about them, and also I've seen some people wondering which officers to put with what troops, especially since some of the officers don't necessarily go with certain type of troops. So stay tuned guys as we go through the video. Today's video, guys, we're going to go over officers, some of the things that you guys had questions about. Also, I noticed some people utilizing them incorrectly and having questions about where to use them and how to use them whenever they don't apply to the specific troop that you have. So if you guys are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you haven't yet, hit that notification bell as well. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below if you have more additional information, guys. So today, my first person that we're going to talk about is the Guardian of Truth, and why. The Guardian of Truth is a really well-rounded officer, and he's one of the easiest if you spend a little bit of money in the game to get. Whenever you guys first enter the game, if you guys are one of the type that are medium spenders, you're going to be able to get your VIP level up pretty quickly. And in the VIP, once you get it up, you'll notice these red chests down here. And at, I believe, is it 2 or maybe 1? Okay, so at 1, you start off with 10 of the Guardian of Truth and you go up from there. So another 10, 10, 40, 40, 60, 150, 150, 240. And at that point, then you be able to get your lions. So at VIP 9, you're able to max out the Guardian of Truth. And why is that so important? Well, because the Guardian of Truth is really a tank commander. He does really, really well with tanks. And this particular one right here, this skill, he has a high damage coefficient and also an additional damage gain. So a lot of nuking and damage. This is his officer skill. So the skill will fire off every 8 seconds and it will build up. These particular skills right here help to really give it a punch in the field. So it is not specific to the unit so much so, other than the additional damage gain, but also the punch in which it happens. So when you're battling every 8 seconds, you'll notice that the troops in which you're fighting against have a massive loss, and that is the skill of the officer itself. The next ones are passive, meaning they're going to apply to the unit itself. So damage resistance gain, it goes from 5 to 15 on the skill. Damage resistance gain. That's good for being able to tank. The next one is tank firepower. Super important. Look at that. Up to 30% if it's maxed out on the firepower gain. The next one is penetration damage boost. This is super important for people with tank hunters and other tanks that are trying to penetrate some of the armor that people have set up. That goes up to 40%. 40%. As you can see in this guy is very, very tank heavy. He's a very well-rounded commander. Very easy to get if you're willing to spend the money. Once you've maxed out all 4 of these, you utilize his expertise skill. This skill right here is called Revival Booster Unlocked. The prep time is 8 seconds. It's going to be a damage coefficient of 1200, additional damage gain of 25%, which you already knew that on the other one, plus, here's what happens when you unlock, plus 10% for tank units. So now, with the skill expertise, you have all of these really applying to your tank units. And that's super key, because before it was officer skill. See how it says 1225? Now it still says the 1225, but gives the plus 10% for tank units. Super important there. This guy is amazing when it comes to tanks. Most people want to pair the Guardian of Truth with either Spanner. Sometimes Spanner gets by himself, but with Spanner, because Spanner is able to heal, or with Dorothy, because Dorothy is able to heal in the field. Those are 2 officers that most people do. Why? Because whenever you're using a tank unit especially as a sponge, you want that tank to be constantly healing itself. So with Spanner specifically, he has a skill where he's has an additional recovery gain and it can go up to 25%. This is huge with him because Dorothy, she just has an overall field recovery, meaning that when you're not fighting, your troops can gain back some of their power. Spanner, however, while you're in battle, is going to be immensely healing, and you can see his skill firing off. And why that's so important is because when the base or the troops are attacking you and you have a very heavy tank, he's going to utilize his healing to where it's not going to go down very fast. So, most people, Guardian of Truth, and they use him with Spanner. The other officer that was one of the first officers before kind of getting buffed from what I hear for the global launch. We don't know that for sure, but a lot of the people think that she was buffed. Is Percy. Percy was one of the best all around commanders. She's in a lot of the events, able to get her not super easy, but if you complete all of the events, you will start getting a lot of her statues so that you can do her. She does not have a specific unit type. She has the overall skill of just a firepower gain. That firepower could be applied to anything, and then a damage coefficient of the 1200. She comes over here and she has a damage gain. Even though it looks like infantry right here, it's just troop damage. So she has a troop damage of plus 16 when garrisoned. Very, very good as a garrisoning officer, as you can tell. Garrisoning meaning when she's in your base and defending. The next one is a passive skill for durability, going up to 20%. And then we have blast damage resistance with 50%. That's huge. That is a very big one. 50% blast damage resistance gain. And a lot of people had questions about blast damage because they were like, hey, I don't understand the blast damage. What does that mean or whatever? Well, when you have rockets and you have artillery, you have a lot of blast. And as you guys know with your parts, you want to key in on trying to get it more accurate, the fire to be more accurate. And so it's not just blasting everywhere so that you have more firepower keyed in on the unit. And so with the blast damage being around it, she has a damage resistance gain to where some of your troops are not going to be all affected by the artillery and some of the rockets and such like that. When her skill is unlocked, meaning it's expertized, you can see right here she has troops and allied troops within 2 map grids gain firepower plus 8 for 8 seconds. This is super important with her. I really, really like this feature because if you notice, it says that it's going to help others out. So bringing Percy into battle, if she's expertized, meaning she has this unlocked, is going to be massively important because everybody around you within 2 map grids is going to get buffed up automatically from her skill. To me, she's super important like that. I really like the Guardian of Truth. I really like Percy. Usually I tag team Percy with Dorothy. Bloody Mary, she has some good skills, but she seems kind of secondary to me. Um, but I have also done her with Fox because Fox has the penetration and I like tanks. So I've done that before. But these officers are very well rounded. And the reason I bring these first 3 up and I haven't went through all of them is because Guardian of Truth, very easy to get if you spend a little money. Percy is in a lot of the events, and if you complete them, you're able to get her. And Spanner as well. Spanner, the easiest way to get Spanner is right here, and you have to spend just a little bit, is in the dailies. When you go into the daily right here, it will allow you to get, let me see, here it is. 1 to 10 Jack Spanner statues or just an overall universal statue or whatever, but 1 to 10 of the Jack Spanner. So you could get 10, 9, 5 each time, super easy, a much cheaper way within here to be able to level that one up. So to me, those three right there, Guardian of Truth, Spanner, and Percy, super key to really get in there right off the bat, level them up. Those are three amazing commanders. All right. The next ones we have are artillery. The Eruptor, as you can see, everybody can see, is an artillery commander. White Wolf is an infantry commander. Dorothy is just a healer, like a medic. Same way with Angel of Light, very healing, as you can see. But her specific healing, or specific function, I should say, is more towards infantry. But she does heal quite a bit, as you can see right here. Additional recovery gain of 25%. So really, really good with her being able to do that. Shevchenko is going to definitely be towards the artillery, and Fox is just an all around. But I use Fox because of the penetration damage, more towards tanks. So later on, we're going to go over each commander separately and their skills. And so that I don't keep you guys waiting too much longer, I just wanted to do a short video on some of the three or the most important officers that I use. So anyway, guys, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you back next time. Peace.